Hello again. So here's a video for you that I wanted to tackle, and it's a focus on a group that I really like a lot. A group that I can say was a band my son and I first started sharing an interest in. I used to drive my son around a lot. My son's a grown man now, lives on his own in the big city, and we used to be in the car a lot together. Of course, I used to drive him around a lot, and I think that's where he first exposed me to the 1975. And the 1975 are a band from Britain, and they are a band that broke onto the scene in the early 2000s, and very, very popular pop rock band. And, you know, a band that has released 5 studio albums, and a band that I have seen twice. And once with my son and Kara, we saw them at the Budweiser stage, outdoor stadium in Toronto. It was good. And then I've also seen them again at a big show in Toronto, again with my son, and that was at Scotiabank Arena, an indoor arena, just packed, big show. So I've been fortunate to see them twice. Again, they're a pop rock band, and you know, a lot of people probably that are into classic rock and hard rock might not be that aware of the 1975. Huge in Britain, and really a popular band with critics. They have been awarded many accolades in British music scene, and some Grammy nominations. They've done pretty well. Now they're on a bit of a hiatus right now. Took a break. And I've not heard exactly when they're going to come back, but seen a couple of interviews recently, on YouTube and such with Matt Healy, who is their frontman and main driving force. Now, the band itself, musicians, really good. Very high end, very capable to make, like, they have a variety of sound. They can do raunchy kind of rock songs that are almost edging on punk. They can write these beautiful ballad type songs, and they can make some really intricate pieces of music. So they're quite a capable band. Matt Healy is quite an interesting person, vocalist, frontman. He writes a lot of lyrics, and when he speaks in interviews, he's a very art-oriented fellow. So what I mean by that is that he's an intelligent guy. You can tell in his interviews, very intelligent fella, and has a lot of things to say, and it comes across in the music. They write a lot of lyrics, and they pull it off. And they've got 5 albums, and as I say, they're doing a bit of a break right now. And their 5 albums are really good, and I've got them all. I really got into them, and I enjoy their stuff. And what I like about them is that they're a band, they kind of remind me of Coldplay in some ways, with the variety of music that they offer, but they certainly have a depth to them that is, I say, even better than a band like Coldplay, certainly lyrically and such. But what I mean by they remind me of Coldplay is they do a nice job of their albums. Each album has a pretty cool theme, and each album has beautiful artwork, and they put a lot of time and effort into their packaging, which I appreciate as a consumer of physical media. It's nice that these bands bother. So, I give them a lot of credit. I mean, these guys were, well, I guess they started out younger guys. They were kind of like these emo type dudes, and now they become these, mature professional musicians that can really offer a lot of variety in their music. So let's do a rundown of their albums. I wanted to do so because I know for a fact, not everybody is that familiar with them, and a lot of people that hear about them might know a couple of their singles that were big on the radio and immediately assume, well, they're a pop band. And they're more than that. So yeah, I wanted to do this. So album ranking is what this video is. So their 5th album to me, their number 5 to me, is an album called Notes on a Conditional Form. It has also subtitle, Music for Cars. And it's a beautiful album. It's got this beautiful cover that's kind of like, feels like that paper type thing. It's really quite nice. If you look at their albums, I've got a couple where they're this white vinyl. It's really quite cool. And so this album is number 5 to me. This album I would call their electronic album. A couple of standout tracks from the album to me is a song called People and a song called If You're Too Shy. The reason I put it at number 5, there's a lot of music on this album, a lot of songs, and you know, I think there's something like 22 songs listed on this album. So there's a lot of music. As I say, it's kind of like their electronic type of sounding album, but there's a lot of gems hidden inside that album. But that's number 5 to me in their discography. They've got 5 albums. Number 4 to me is their debut record, and this is the only one that I have on, not on vinyl. It's on CD. It's a deluxe CD with a cool extra disc that has a bunch of alternative songs and stuff. But this is a good album. I would call this their pop album of their discography. And they've got a couple of standout tracks on this. Heart Out is a standout track, and Robbers was a big single for them. So that's their debut, and that sits at number 4 for me. Sitting at number 3, and this is where I will say number 3, number 2, number 1, you know, really close as far as it goes for me. Number 3 is a really cool, beautiful album, and this album is called, and it's long, I Like It When You Sleep, For You Are So Beautiful, Yet So Unaware of It. I mean, they do this kind of thing with their lyrics as well. That their lyrics, there's a lot of lyrics in their stuff. It's a beautiful album. It's got this wonderful clear vinyl, really quite nice. You know, just gorgeous. This is a really nice set. Kind of a hard record to find in vinyl form. And it sits at number 3 in their discography for me. And they've got a couple of really nice songs on this record. A Change of Heart is a standout. Somebody Else is a standout. Quite a good record. A lot of people would name it as their best record. I pick it as number 3 for me. Choice number 2 in their discography for me is an album called, again, a funny name, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. You know, this is what they like to do. They like to make you think, and they have fun with their lyrics. Another well put together album, beautiful vinyl, white vinyl with this really nice inside label stuff. And, you know, so I would put their last album that I mentioned, I Like It When You Sleep, I would put that as their moody record. This one here, I would put a Brief Inquiry as their fun record. I would put this as their fun record. It's got some jumpy songs on it that are standouts. So that's what I would call their fun record. They do have 2 songs that stand out to me on this record. One is called Inside Your Mind, which is really a beautiful, thought-provoking song. And then another song that's a nice jumpy song. It's called It's Not Living If It's Not With You. And that's A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships, sits at number 2 for me. At number 1 is their most recent album, and another beautiful record, beautiful, really nice cover, and gorgeous vinyl. And, you know, it's really a nice record to look at. Beautiful record. Being Funny in a Foreign Language. And that's my number 1 choice of their discography. It has a really big standout single called Oh Caroline, which is really nice. This is a different record than their others. Their others are very, very in-depth and a lot of music on them. This one's a little bit more edited and refined. It's a simpler number of tracks on it, and I would call this their mature album of the 5. And that's why, you know, I pick it at number 1. It's got some songs on here. Their music it really showcases their playing ability as musicians. Almost some of the stuff could be almost classed as like modern jazz. There's some of their stuff. They can really play some different types of music, and Matt Healy seems to have chopped down some of the lyrical content on this record and kind of edited the songs, the writing lyrically on the songs, which keeps them tighter and shorter and more succinct. I'll be curious to see where this band goes next. And, 5 records, 5 strong records. There's no duds in there at all. They're really, really well done records. I love their artwork. They put a lot of effort into their artwork. The shows that I saw, so we saw 2 shows. We saw, like I say, one at the outdoor stadium, and then a really big show at Scotiabank Arena. Now, the one inside the arena was, what a big show this was. Just one of the best stage setups I've ever seen. It was like this huge, kind of like a house, but all sorts of different sections on the stage. It was really gorgeous. But it was an interesting show where, half the show was straightforward, play these great songs and great, a lot of hits. And then another half of the show was very, very performance art type of thing, with Matt Healy doing some really odd crawling through like a TV type thing, and very, very sort of performance art type of thing. But he likes to challenge the audience. That's what he said in interviews. Likes to challenge, likes to have fun. So I give them credit. They're a very cerebral kind of pop rock band, but their music's really good. And if you don't know them, I would definitely go through this video if you want again and check it out. That's my rundown. There's no duds in there. The most recent record, Being Funny in a Foreign Language, is a good start. But A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships and I Like It When You Sleep are also very strong records. So that's the 1975. I was looking forward to doing this because I wanted to focus on this young band. I guess they're called young. They've been out since early 2000s, but they're a strong entry into modern rock, pop rock. And like and subscribe if you haven't yet and you dig my stuff. And I've got some other ideas for some videos. I will say that I'm going to reach out to some friends. I want to get my brother back on, do another video with me, and some friends, some people that I know are quite knowledgeable about some bands that I want to talk about. So I'm going to reach out to that to keep it interesting to me as well. And but I've got some other cool video ideas. So again, like and subscribe if you can for me. And thanks again for watching and checking in with me. And have a nice evening, and we'll see you again. Bye.